Radical Islam, in my mind, is they're stuck in the 7th century, and they see the world around them that is left them behind, and there's an incredible amount of envy. You know, their God, their false God, if they're dominated by the West, in fact, Israel being a nation proves that Allah is false, because Allah would never have allowed a Jewish state in the middle of Islamic land, and that's what ticks them off. You know, it's like it like disproves their religion.
So you think it's really a holy war for them?
Absolutely. I don't believe for 1 second it's about land. Absolutely not. Nothing to do with land. Those Arabs were not only offered all that land in 2000, but they had all that land before 67, and they had the land before 48. Well, I mean, why did they fight in 48? Why was the Hebron massacres 20 years before Israel was even a nation? Or an entire history. I've got a very dear friend who was born in Baghdad, and his family was kicked out, and he lived in Israel from the time he was 10 in a tent with his family, and they had their garden, and they weren't busy hating their neighbors. They were planting and building a vibrant nation. Anyway, the story that my friend tells is that every once in a while, the Muslims would just decide to hang a bunch of Jews, and they'd have like a festival, and they'd hang, a dozen Jews just on spurious charges, and they would have food and candy and rides, and he saw this as a 10-year-old boy just in the market. And Jordan, which is a moderate Muslim nation, 1,000 honor killings a year. That's family members killing their sisters for just an accusation of sexual promiscuity.
Do you think these far leftists realize or recognize what an unholy alliance they're forming?
No, I think they're really dear people with dear principles. I think the problem is we base our decisions on our philosophy rather than what the facts are. If the facts controvert our philosophy, we ignore them, because you see these signs, war is not the answer. Then what is the answer? I mean, all peace comes through war. There's conflict, and then somebody wins, and it's peace. I mean.